Okay, guys, so I hope you guys have the title down. Notes 4.5, Scatter Plots and Lines That Best Fit. And let's first start just talking about what a scatter plot is. A scatter plot is just information, data that you plot on an XY plane. All right? So you take your coordinates of whatever data you're gathering, and usually this happens in stats. Who knows what kind of study you might be doing, but there's going to be X values and Y values that you determine, of course. Like maybe your X values are time, your Y values are distance, who knows. But you take those, that data, the info that you get from your real life situation, and you plug it in to a graph, an XY plane, and unlike what we've been doing in algebra, where everything lines up perfectly and you get a perfect line, in the real world you get a bunch of different data which doesn't line up, but it does have correlation. So let's talk about different types of correlation. So if you did get all of your data and you focused in on the type of correlation it has, so whatever data you have all these dots right here, and what you want to do is see if the dots represent anything. So notice that these dots, it looks like they're not super tight, they're not on a perfect line, but they are going in a positive direction from left to right, okay? So this is what we call a positive correlation, all right? And it's positive because it has a positive slope. So on your notes, maybe write down positive correlation is when your dots line up, not line up, but group in a way that you could see that it has a positive slope. All of your dots, in a sense, from left to right are going up. Your whole group of dots from left to right, the whole group is going up. And this red line that's perfectly in the middle is what we're going to call the line that best fits. So you're actually going to draw this line. The line doesn't exist naturally. What exists naturally are all your dots from the data that you have on your study. But what you do is you try to draw a line that kind of splits the dots perfectly on top and on the bottom. Okay, and it goes through a couple of points, so, or several points for that matter. So if you kind of look at it, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 dots on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 dots on the bottom. So you can see that the line that they put, this red line that they drew right here, it's a good line that best fits. Okay, it fits the best. Now, if I were to draw a line up here, that would not be good. If I were to draw a line down here, that would not be good because you have more points on top than on the bottom. So the idea when you draw the line that best fits is to get an equal amount of dots on top of the line that you just drew with the equal amount of dots on the bottom of the line that you just drew. But anyways, right now we just want to talk about correlation. And correlation is if you analyze the group of dots that you just graphed on an XY plane, if from left to right it's going up, then that's a positive slope, which means it has a positive correlation. The next one, negative correlation. Well, obviously if you plot your data on an XY plane and it looks like the group from left to right is going in a downward manner, from left to right it's going down, well, when you draw your line that best fits, that would be a negative slope, which means it has a negative correlation. I don't know if you want to draw a quick example, just like a quick XY plane, and just draw a bunch of dots that are kind of close together and then a line going right between them. That's negative correlation right there. Your line that best fits has a negative slope. Now, once again, your line that best fits, when you draw it, it's supposed to kind of cross through right in the middle of your group of data points. So if you were to count like the dots on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, more or less it's going through an equal amount on top and bottom. And the truth is we will have different lines that best fit if I don't specifically tell you which coordinates to use. But I will do that, especially on the quiz Friday. So negative correlation is just your data. It represents from left to right, it's going down. That's negative correlation because it has a negative slope on your line that best fits. Now, there's also a case where you have no correlation. Okay, no correlation. That means that there's no real relationship. Check it out. You just graphed your data set and the points are all over the place. So you can't conclude anything from that. There is no line going this way. Well, I mean, I guess there could be a line going this way, dividing it perfectly. Like if you were to draw a line right here, you're kind of dividing the dots perfectly on top and bottom. But then again, if you drew it this way, you'd be dividing the lines perfectly on top and bottom. Or if you drew it this way, same thing. So there is no obvious line that best fits that would represent this group of data. In other words, there is no correlation. There's no real relationship between the data that you just graphed on the XY plane. So a line that best fits is used for predictions on companies or on statistical analysis. Line that best fits are used for predictions. Let's move on.